if somebody's listening here, wants to support Breaking Borders, is really saying, wow, you guys are doing great stuff. I love what you guys are doing. How's a way that they can support? What do you guys kind of have on the horizon? What's next? How can we support? How can we help?
Danilo blast.
Okay, so I've had this vision the last couple of years to try to have a tournament that we can do on an annual basis to try to raise funds for both Nicaragua and Dominican Republic. And we were originally going to have it in Dominican Republic. The tournament's called Breaking Borders Blast. But this year, due to the venue's hotel not being ready, the cost of the venue was going to be, it's going to be like $50,000, which is crazy.
Way too much.
Yeah. So we weren't going to be able to afford it. Even if it was not to raise funds, we still wouldn't have been able to afford it. It was just too much. So then our friend Ed, who has been running High Tide, helped us connect with North Myrtle Beach, where we are able to hold a tournament. So we are currently trying to host this tournament in March. Sorry. No, sorry. I'm confused with High Tide. In May. Sorry. At the end of May. And the idea is targeted for Masters, but we are not closed. People, if enough teams decide they want to come play in any other division, we can make that happen. But right now the target is Masters, and we need X amount of teams to make the tournament possible. And the idea is for this to be the first year, right? So we want to just grow it and eventually bring it back to Dominican Republic and the Caribbean, Dominican Republic and Nicaragua, because the goal of hosting it in Central America and the Caribbean is that players from those regions who don't have visas and can't come to the U.S. or don't have the funds to go play at TEP in Colombia or any Worlds of tournament, allow them to have the opportunity to play against the great American players, which otherwise they'll never get the opportunity to watch them play, grow from their styles of play. So this is kind of a way for the community to come together and help grow a sport that we love in another region, and just giving that space for those kids to play that sport, because it's been difficult getting our kids to leave the country, and they admire a lot of the American players. And every time, in 2023, we had all the players I mentioned before, Sean, JR, Ben, Keegan, Solomon, they all came down, and Mark Lynn, they all came down to do a clinic, and everyone was just so excited about it. So having a tournament where people like that can come and play will help grow the sport by our local players.
Yeah, and so with this event, we're really excited to be able to create an environment where people can compete. It's going to be a high quality environment. Between us, we have decades of experience for hosting tournaments, the national, local, international level. Danilo was a part of hosting PALC in the DR a couple years ago. And so we really want to create a high quality environment, and the complex that we're doing it, Ed can talk about in a second, is amazing. But as people come to play and compete, they can also connect with each other and with us and learn more about the ministry, right? And so if there are people who are Christians who are there, then they can learn about, what Breaking Borders is doing and find ways to connect. And if people aren't Christians and that doesn't really, apply to them, they still can have a great time, enjoy being on the beach with their families and their friends, and play a lot of Ultimate.
That's great.
Yeah, so Ed, could you actually, since you work there, since you've done hosted tournaments there, would you be able to give people a little bit of a context of what they can expect, when they come in?
Well, it's going to be a little bit different than High Tide, because High Tide's a college tournament, obviously, and it's also in March. This is the premier time of the year in North Myrtle Beach. You're talking about, the last part of May, first part of June. The fields are grass fields. They're beautiful. They have lights. We have a lot of flexibility. There's enough fields there that we could have, I think it's now 28 teams playing at once. We have a lot of flexibility, great facility, but the facility is 2 miles to the beach. And the place we have as our host property for lodging is right on the beach. It's condos from studio on up to 3, 4 bedroom, beautiful, looking at all of them oceanfront, looking out at the water. We've got great events planned. We got a Friday night welcome party with some live music at the Cabana Bar right at the beach. We're going to be doing a trade night Saturday night in a big ballroom, maybe a little bit of spike ball in there if we can sneak it in. So we've got a great event planned, and I think the masters, grandmasters, great grandmasters, even up to the legends, all of those, I think will really appreciate the location because it is something you can either come with your team and stay and pack in a condo, or you could come and stay with your wife and enjoy the weekend at the beach and be able to play some ultimate. I think we have a little bit of a hat tournament that we're going to try and do on Friday night as well. But just, a lot of variety to the weekend and to the tournament, but all on great facilities.
Sounds like you've done this before, Ed. You know what you're doing. This would be an experienced TD, a tournament with an experienced TD that knows how to throw a fun tournament that'll be great competition, and it'll be a great place, beautiful location, and fun times. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things we don't want to forget about is the cause. I've known Chasen for many years, and I've served with he and Danilo down in the Dominican Republic. Danilo and Zeke are going to be coming up and serving with us at High Tide this year. So we really do have a family in a bunch of different locations, but it's not just the ultimate community. It is also followers of Christ, and our commitment to the ultimate community and the growth of the ultimate community and that safe space that it is allowing for these kids in these communities that are relatively underserved. That's something that we don't want to forget about. And we'll have more opportunities to be able to share with people as they have interest at the event.